Welcome to all in continuation of techniques of plant in vitro culture. In this video we will see suspension cell culture. Suspension cell culture is the term refers culturing plant cells or clump of small group of cells by seeding or inoculating a small piece of callus in the liquid nutrient medium and providing continuous agitation by placing them over the orbital shaker. And everything takes place under in vitro condition by following aseptic techniques is referred as cell suspension culture. In general, loosely arranged friable callus is suitable for inoculation to obtain suspension cell culture. The amount of callus should be in optimum level for the inoculation. If we seed very less amount, it affects the cell number, whereas excess amount of callus may leads to release of certain metabolic waste that cause lethal to the suspension cells. In most cases, cells are agitated by placing over a rotary orbital shaker with 30 to 150 rpm and maintaining the temperature of 25 plus or minus 2 degrees Celsius. Subculturing several generations may produce a fine cell suspension culture with small cell aggregate and more single cells is established. So the continuous agitation over an orbital shaker have several advantages. First one, the mild pressure produced by the agitation will release the cell aggregates in the friable calli into single cells and small clump of cells. Second, the agitation uniformly distributes the cells and small cell clumps in the medium. Third one is the nutrients are uniformly available to all the cells. Next, the agitation also assists gaseous exchange between culture medium and microenvironmental air. Next, the metabolic waste secreted at specific localized secretion may be diluted by equally distributing throughout the medium. So the targeted lethal effect will be minimized by continuous shaking. So in addition to inoculation and shaking procedure, there is another method called enzymatic method. Here we use the cellulose or cell wall degrading enzymes. Most commonly pectinase or macrosome is used, so that will disintegrate the cell-cell interaction, so the cells become loose and released. So the explants are treated with these kind of enzymes to loosen the cells, so it may favor for the suspension cell culture procedure. In general, under suspension cell culture, the cells undergo several phases of growth. The first initial phase is called lag phase. So in the initial period, the inoculum will take certain times to acclimatize, then initiate the cell division and cell enlargement activities is called lag phase. Next phase is log phase. Once the cells adjust adaptable to microenvironment, the cell division may increase. This results in exponential rise in number. And the third one is linear phase. In continuation of exponential phase, the cell division is rapid and grow in a linear phase. And next one is deceleration phase. So here the exploitation of nutrients leads to senescence like symptoms in certain cells, and some cells death will occur. And final one is stationary phase. The cells decrease rapidly and reach a stationary phase at the end is called stationary phase. Let's see about the subculture and maintenance of suspension cells. Ideally, the cells can be subcultured at the end of linear phase within 2 to 3 days of frequency. The subculture at stationary phase leads to lysis and senescence of the cells. Prior to subculture, we have to take out the flask from the shaker and allow to stand idle for a few seconds so that the large clumps settle down and the upper portion carrying light suspension cells. So we can take the upper portion media with cells for inoculum into fresh media. To perform subculture, a sterile pipette or sterile metal syringe is used to transfer required amount of inoculum into the fresh nutrient medium which is taken from upper portion of existing medium, and everything should be performed under aseptic condition. In general, three methods are followed for the culturing suspension cell cultures. One is called batch culture, second one continuous culture, third one is called immobilized cell cultures. In case of batch culture, suspension cells are cultured in a conical flask or a vessel in which up to 20% of nutrient medium and inoculum will be present. During subculture, a small proportion will be taken from this one and remaining amount used for our experimental or secondary metabolite or chemical extraction purpose. The key limitations in the batch culture is constant change in the cell density and nutritional status makes it not ideal for the cell growth and metabolism studies, and there is no period of steady state growth in which relative cell concentrations of metabolites and enzymes are constant. So it is not useful for any study purpose. These limitations are overcome to some extent by another method called continuous culture. In continuous culture, the sterile nutrient media is flow continuously at a steady state into the culture vessel, and the same amount of culture media along with or without suspension cells flow out from the culture vessels. So based on the flowing out medium, two types of cultures are there. One is called closed and second one is open system. In case of closed system, the cell biomass retained inside and only the used media is released out, so that the cell biomass constantly increasing inside the vessel. Whereas in case of open system, the culture media along with cells are flow out into the collection unit. This allows to maintain optimum culture conditions such as nutrient inflow rate, maintenance of pH, temperature, aeration, etc. with additional sensor based automated accessories in the fermenter for the long period system. Again, in open culture system, two groups are there, or two methods are there. One is called turbidostat, another one is called chemostat. In the turbidostat, we can assess the cell turbidity, the nutrient medium turbidity, by measuring the optical density of light absorbance that will reflect the cell population inside the vessel. So by measuring the cell turbidity, we can increase the inflow and release the cell culture outflow. Similarly, in the chemostat, the nutrient detection level is followed in the culture media inside the vessel. So whenever nutrient depletion occurs, fresh media is entering in and used media is comes out through outflow. And third method is called immobilized cell culture. Here, the single cell or small clumps of the cells are entrapped in agarose or sodium alginate encapsulation. These entrapped cells are packed in a membrane or wire cloth or a metal frame surface, and liquid medium is continuously run through the surface with aeration over the entrapped cells. So this method is advantageous for studying biochemical production, but they are generally not used for other studies. Next, the methods to estimate the suspension cell growth. There are several methods adopted to analyze the cell growth under suspension cell culture. First one is counting the cell numbers. So the growth media along with cells are taken out and clumps are broken by treating with small amount of pectinase and stained with dyes like trypan blue and examined under microscope with a hemocytometer to count the cells. And next one is packed cell volume. Known volume of cell with culture medium was taken out and centrifuged at low speed like 1000 rpm for 5 minutes, and the cell pellet volume is measured, and the result is declared as milligram of cells per liter of culture media. And next one is fresh weight and dry weight. After centrifugation, fresh weight is taken. For dry weight, just air dried or dried in a oven and dry weight is taken. And next one is light conductivity. So based on the turbidity or optical density, light absorbance by the nutrient media with cells, the number of cells will be calculated. And another one is cell viability assay. So here we use the chemicals like Evans blue, tetrasodium, fluorescein to determine the cell viability such as live cells, dead cells, etc. And another one is mitotic index. The mitotic index corresponding to the stages of cell division is assessed by the flow cytometer, which can give the idea of rapidly dividing cells status in the culture medium. Now we will see the applications of plant cell suspension culture. The cell suspension culture used for the production of phytochemicals or secondary metabolites, and it can use suspension cells in bioreactor or fermenter based system for large scale purpose. Then the suspension cells are useful for genetic transformation experiments to develop transgenic plants. Thank you.